What kind of a peace do I mean, and what kind of a peace do we seek? Not a Pax Americana enforced on the world by American weapons of war, not the peace of the grave or the security of the slave. I am talking about genuine peace, the kind of peace that makes life on earth worth living, the kind that enables men and nations to grow and to hope and build a better life for their children. Not merely peace for Americans, but peace for all men and women. Not merely peace in our time, but peace in all time. I speak of peace because of the new face of war.
Welcome back, warriors. It's me, Linda B. Thank you all so much for joining me here today. Today, we know we had a rough day yesterday, right? We know that there was a second assassination attempt on former President Donald J. Trump, and I did a couple of live streams. I need you guys, if you have not seen those, go watch those in their entirety and smash the like button and share them. Really like and share and comment and watch them all the way to the end. This is extremely important. So today's video, we're going to be talking about why they want to get rid of Donald J. Trump. And you already really know why, but I'm going to give you video footage on why. Before we get into it, don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, watch the video to the end. Let's get into it. I'm going to show you videos of what Kamala Harris has been saying. So it seems like every time that a Democrat, a Democrat says something terrible about Donald Trump and how much of a threat he is. Remember when Joe Biden said a bullseye needs to be put on Trump? Remember that? And then a few days later, you get Thomas Crooks shooting at him in Butler, Pennsylvania. And the man came within millimeters of losing his life. Now, this is what happened at the debate on Tuesday, the 10th.
Of the Justice Department.
Well, let's talk about extreme and understand the context in which this election in 2024 is taking place. The United States Supreme Court recently ruled that the former president would essentially be immune from any misconduct if he were to enter the White House again. Understand, this is someone who has openly said he would terminate, I'm quoting, terminate the Constitution of the United States, that he would weaponize the Department of Justice against his political enemies. Someone who has openly expressed disdain for members of our military. Understand what it would mean if Donald Trump were back in the White House with no guardrails, because certainly we know now the court won't stop him. We know J.D. Vance is not going to stop him. It's up to the American people
Vice President
to stop
Harris.
him.
All right, listen to what she just said. She said that he has disdain for the Constitution and to terminate it. Not true. He loves the Constitution. They have disdain for the Constitution. She hasn't been primary. Remember, nobody voted on her. She received not one single vote. Yet Donald Trump is a threat to democracy. She said that he was going to weaponize the Department of Justice to go after his political opponents. That's what they're doing to Donald Trump right now. Donald Trump calls the DOJ the Department of Injustice. Everything that they are doing, they accuse the Republicans, really Donald J. Trump, of doing. He doesn't have disdain for the Constitution. And then she said he's against the military. Okay. This is the woman who did not admit they made a mistake in the withdrawal from Afghanistan. This is the person who did not show up when they were remembering their loved ones who was lost at Arlington Cemetery, August 26th of this year. It happened 3 years ago in 2021, but they had like a anniversary event every year since then. And from what I understand, Joe Biden and Kamala Harris have not attended any of those, and they have not been there as a comfort for those families who lost their loved ones. And the Gold Star families went out on social media and gave her a gut punch. Okay. One man said, "You're responsible for what happened to my son." This is the same one who these people are family members of those who were in the military, and military people were around, and they said Donald J. Trump was a comfort to them. He was there for them. He takes calls. He shows up. So what she just said doesn't even match with reality. And you notice what she said. She said, it's up to the American people. Watch this other clip.
Donald Trump is an existential threat to our democracy and our most fundamental freedoms. Remember the chaos, the division, the attacks that took rights and liberties from the American people. We cannot allow that to happen again.
So my question is, what rights and freedoms did he take away? This is just filler language that they commonly use on the Democrat side. This is just what they say. They always use these words like he's an existential threat to democracy. He is a threat to democracy. He's taking our rights and our freedoms away. He wants to be a dictator. They compare him to AH in Germany during World War II. This is what they put out there repeatedly, even after assassination attempts. These people, this is like a call to action to get rid of him because they want to take over. Our country is slowly becoming something that we will not recognize. Okay? We got to realize when we're being played, and we are being played right now at an existential level. Okay, we want to use that word, I'm going to use it, but I'm going to use it in the right context. I'm going to tell you who the threat is. It's these Democrats and these rhinos. Okay, these people are a threat to us. Donald Trump and the MAGA Republicans are for what's right. You have Tulsi Gabbard, Elon Musk, RFK Jr., J.D. Vance, Tucker Carlson. These people are for what's right. And definitely Donald J. Trump is for what's right. Does he have his flaws? Of course. But we know biblically and historically speaking, Donald J. Trump is against war. He is not for these wars.
I want the war to stop. I want to save lives that are being uselessly, people being killed by the millions. It's the millions. It's so much worse than the numbers that you're getting, which are fake numbers. Look, we're in for 250 billion or more because they don't ask Europe, which is a much bigger beneficiary to getting this thing done than we are. They're in for $150 billion less because Biden and you don't have the courage to ask Europe like I did with NATO. They paid billions and billions, hundreds of billions of dollars when I said, either you pay up or we're not going to protect you anymore. So that's maybe one of the reasons they don't like me as much as they like weak people. But you take a look at what's happening. We're in for 250 to 275 billion. They're into 100 to 150. They should be forced to equalize. With that being said, I want to get the war settled. I know Zelensky very well, and I know Putin very well. I have a good relationship, and they respect your president, okay? They respect me. They don't respect Biden. How would you respect him? Why? For what reason? He hasn't even made a phone call in 2 years to Putin, hasn't spoken to anybody. They don't even try and get it. That is a war that's dying to be settled. I will get it settled before I even become president. If I win, when I'm president-elect, and what I'll do is I'll speak to one, I'll speak to the other, I'll get them together. That war would have never happened. And in fact, when I saw Putin after I left, unfortunately left because our country has gone to hell. But after I left, when I saw him building up soldiers, he did it after I left. I said, oh, he must be negotiating. It must be a good, strong point of negotiation. Well, it wasn't, because Biden had no idea how to talk to him. He had no idea how to stop it. And now you have millions of people dead, and it's only getting worse, and it could lead to World War III. Don't kid yourself, David. We're playing with World War III.
That was powerful from former President Donald J. Trump at the debate, which was about a week ago. And ever since he said that, now what he said was the truth. He is against war. And if you notice in the history is a good teacher. History teaches us that the presidents that were not for war, the establishment who is for war did not like. And they either got rid of those presidents or attempted to get rid of them. Remember JFK? Remember that. Okay, remember, Abraham Lincoln, he wanted to free the slaves and he died for that. Anybody trying to do the right thing, but usually it's centered around war. JFK did not want the war. Guess what happened to him? Well, we all know what happened November of 1963 in Dallas in that motorcade.
What kind of a peace do I mean, and what kind of a peace do we seek? Not a Pax Americana enforced on the world by American weapons of war. Not the peace of the grave or the security of the slave. I am talking about genuine peace the kind of peace that makes life on earth worth living, the kind that enables men and nations to grow and to hope and build a better life for their children. Not merely peace for Americans, but peace for all men and women. Not merely peace in our time, but peace in all time. I speak of peace because of the new face of war. Total war makes no sense in an age where great powers can maintain large and relatively invulnerable nuclear forces and refuse to surrender without resort to those forces. It makes no sense in an age where a single nuclear weapon contains almost 10 times the explosive force delivered by all the Allied air forces in the Second World War. It makes no sense in an age when the deadly poisons produced by a nuclear exchange would be carried by wind and water and soil and seed to the far corners of the globe and to generations yet unborn.
And I want you all to pay attention to the year that is on this video. This is from June the 10th of 1963. And we know just over 5 months later what happened to JFK. He was not for war. Okay, Donald Trump is not for war. Anytime you get a good president in there who is not for war, they try to get rid of him or to get rid of him. But in this case, God keeps protecting Donald J. Trump. I pray he stays alive, that nothing happens to him. We have to stay prayed up. We see what's going on. They are for forever wars. And it doesn't matter, they can have an R next to their name or a D, because rhinos exist as well. And they want the same thing. They're Democrats, essentially. Democrats. They're Republican in name only. They're posing as a Republican, but they're the Democrats. And I just want people to know the truth. I was talking to someone who I love very much in my family, and this person is brainwashed. Virtually everybody in my family, except the people in my house, are brainwashed by the media. They believe whatever they push out. Now, mind you, this is the same media that says you can be a man or a woman no matter what you were born as. Mind you, this is the same media that Jesus Christ is not the only way to the Father. So if they lying about that, clearly they're lying about everything else. So I just digress on that point. Y'all know I can go off on a religious rant. Yes. So I want to show you something else. Now, this is very telling.
Madam Speaker, the President of the United States. The day is long. The night is yours alone.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker.
Sure,
members of Congress, the state of our union is strong. Tonight, we renew our resolve that America will never be a socialist country.
Everybody cries. Everybody hurts.
More people are working now than at any time in the history of our country. 157 million people at work.
It's time to sing along. Day is night.
And we must always keep faith in America's destiny. That one nation under God must be the hope and the promise and the light and the glory among all the nations of the world. Thank you, God bless you, and God bless America. Thank you very much.
Everybody hurts.
I'm sorry, y'all. Did you see all those Democrats and rhinos they were just sitting up there. Look at Kamala Harris. Total disdain in her face. You saw Nancy Pelosi. Yeah, and you saw Mitt Romney, Cory Booker, AOC, Schiff, Schumer. Yeah, particularly pay attention to how Kamala Harris was looking. Woo, woo. And he said, America would never be a socialist country. And the camera went to AOC and Bernie Sanders because that's what they want. See, that's why I'm telling you, that's why they want them gone, because they want us to be socialists, communists. That's what they want. Yes, he's fighting for us. They're after us, but Donald J. Trump is standing in the way. Standing in the way. Yeah, this is what is the real reason why they want this man gone. And also, it's got to do with the rhetoric that the Democrats and some rhinos are constantly spewing. It says right here, President Trump on peace. I don't want to see wars. I think it's so horrible, so unnecessary, so costly in terms of lives and money in that order. The establishment can't profit off of peace. That's why they're so against Trump. This is from Paul A. Zapula. This was posted May 27th. This is Donald J. Trump. Here he is talking on this matter.
We don't want to see wars. I don't want to see wars. I was in no wars other than we finished a war with ISIS and we completed it, 100% complete. But I don't want to see wars. I think it's so horrible, so unnecessary, so costly in terms of lives and money in that order, and destroying these countries. You know, you're destroying culture. When you look at Ukraine, that would have never happened if I were president. You look at the October 7th attack on Israel, it would have never happened. We don't want to see wars.
It says right here, August 12th, Trump reiterates his opposition to war. Reminder that he didn't start any new wars while he was in office. The world was a much safer place. It says right here, Brian Escow, this was September 10th. I'm not against the Democrats or Kamala Harris per se. I'm against preventable wars, inflation, censorship, and undemocratic processes. If Biden had allowed a primary, I likely wouldn't be supporting Trump, but he didn't, and I am. That's life. I'm voting for Trump because I want my sons and my grandchildren to be able to afford to buy homes, afford groceries, live in a safe community with law and order to protect them. To not have to live through wars or violence, or to have a government and school system that work against them. I don't want my grandchildren to worry about being shot in classrooms at their school. I don't want them to be confused about what they are and be taught by educators who teach them that mutilating their bodies is okay. Bottom line is our current administration, Biden and Harris, has done nothing for me or my family except hurt us. Soaring gas prices, groceries, insurance, home, rent prices are affecting all working class people, which makes up the majority of our country. The border is being wide open, is killing people and taking away resources needed for American families, elderly veterans, etc. Not talking to the American people about this issue or just lying about it just makes us angry. I am disgusted and tired of being lied to by the Democrats. I have done my own research and observation, and during Trump's presidency, our lives were better, safer, easier, more affordable because I was there and I lived it. Trump wanted to do what is best for the American people, all while trying to fight off the machine of politicians who hate him for doing what is right. After 8 years of this, I'm shocked he is still standing, trying to convince us that we aren't struggling and everything is great is just flat out disgusting. I'm voting for Trump because we are doomed if we have another 4 years of this crap. Trump 2024, God bless America. All right, the people have spoken. The people want Trump back in office. Okay, now we're going to see what these Democrats and the evil powers that be that want to do next, because things were safer. Trump is against war. Always remember that history has shown us that anybody against war, any president against war, they either got rid of that president permanently or tried to. Okay, tried to. Anybody that tries to do the right thing is unalived or attempted to be unalived. This is what's happening. And the rhetoric that comes out of the Democrats' mouths, the absolute lies that come out of their mouth, that he is an existential threat. They're trying to send out dog whistles. They're trying to send out messages to the crazy people who got to screw loose. Okay, do this right here. and they got to cover their tracks. And I don't know how much longer that this Ruth guy who shot at Donald Trump yesterday while he was playing golf in West Palm Beach, Florida at his Trump International Golf Course, I don't know how much longer he's got to live. I don't know, because they're going to try to make it look like he did something to himself. Yes. So we got to wake up and look at history and how history has played out, and how history and what it has taught us, that people who are against war or who do things to help everybody, like Abraham Lincoln was for freeing Black people, they didn't want that. Okay. So, and the Democrats are good about trying to change history. They even tried to say that Lincoln was really a racist. Anybody who put their neck out like that back in those days for people that he wasn't a member of that community, but he did it anyway, I just don't think so. But they'll do anything to cover their tracks. Thank y'all for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. You all be blessed. Love God, your families, these United States of America. And as I always say, march on, warriors.